PEPE, 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 PEPE. Thank you everybody for over 3,000 views on my PEPE video. I woke up the next day and I was just flattered, seriously. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking about PEPE. I think there's a lot of potential with PEPE, and we'll just have to see what the future brings. You know, you just never know. Just never know. So again, thank you guys. I will cover PEPE a bit more often for you guys. You know, if you guys want me to keep covering PEPE with technical analysis and maybe some updates, if they, you know, put out any updates or if there's anything of significance, then I will do my best to cover PEPE and bring it to you guys. But if you want me to do that, smash up the likes, all right? And if you're bullish on PEPE, smash up the likes, all right? Let me bring this mic a little bit closer, all right? So this video is really just some technical analysis on a couple cryptos that we cover here on the channel. And the PEPE chart is a very young chart, all right? So it's not a lot of chart data, but we have enough to kind of, you know, look at some probabilities on what's going on as far as the price action. All right, so you can see here I have the DEX tools chart pulled up on PEPE, and you can see here on the 4 hour, you can see the stochastic looking like it's about to curl up, which means we could get a move to the upside, and we just made a higher low. All right, so this was a low here, this area here. Where's my box at? Let me bring my box. I'm on a different monitor here today, so things aren't where they typically are, so just bear with me, guys. See, so we made a low here. Now it looks like if we get a bounce here, PEPE should bounce from this zone here. But again, should PEPE bounce from here at the 2-5 zone, all right, I can't say all those zeros, it's like 6 zeros and then a number. So if he bounces here at 2-5, right, then he's gonna meet resistance again here at, where would he meet resistance? Here at the 3 zone. All right, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see what I'm working with here. All right, yeah, it's much better. All right, and we've got the stochastic curling up here in this region here. So it's really interesting to see how things are playing out, because we got the stochastic about to cross over here. So traders may look to enter PEPE here on the 4 hour. Let's see what's going on the 2 hour. Yeah, so he's pretty much flat on the 2 hour. We could get a bounce any minute now. It looks like we tried to make a bottom here. We could make another. We could spike up, right? We could spike up just a little bit, come back down and retest this fib zone at the 0.382, and then make a run for the 3 zone. So if you're trading, that could be a potential 20% gain for you, right? So yeah, we'll just have to see how that plays out. If you take a look at the buys, I mean, the buys are coming in. I mean, people are buying. They are buying this dip. People are believing in PEPE. And you know, out of all the memes, PEPE definitely triggered this whole meme run, right? So I think PEPE does have enough momentum to keep going, to keep pushing, you know. Yeah, you know my thoughts on PEPE. If you saw my last video, you know where I think it could go. It's not guaranteed, but that's where I think it could go, you know. Should PEPE continue to maintain interest and keep getting listed on more exchanges. I mean, it's listed on so many exchanges right now already. I mean, it's really impressive to see what a meme coin like PEPE has done within 2 weeks. I mean, it's pretty astonishing if you ask me. I mean, look, it's on Poloniex, Huobi, Gate.io, Poloniex, BitGet, Mexi, CoinX, LBank, BKEX, PancakeSwap, Ethereum, Novadax, Bitmart, BingX, DigiFinX, DeepCoin, CoinW, Uniswap. It's on like 30 exchanges. Okay, well, yeah, on Uniswap there's multiple pairs, so it's on like over 20 exchanges, guys. I mean, yeah, roughly it looks like it. And is Binance in the future? Is KuCoin in the future? Is Coinbase in the future? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But as I said, guys, if we get a bounce here where we are currently at this 2.5 zone, if we get a bounce here, if this is to act as support, then I could see PEPE pushing up to 3.0. So if you guys know Curve, I brought you guys Curve when it was trading down here. Let me show you where here is. So I covered Curve on Friday, I believe. Yeah, that was Friday. Friday or early Saturday. But in any event, Curve network is a new layer 1. It's got high-speed transactions, I think 150 TPS, and there's 1 billion tokens total supply. And I covered this like down here. This is when I got into it, and this is when I told my patrons about it, right here. And you can see we're up 540%. Now, those are pretty good gains for less than 4 days. Yeah. And more than likely, Curve Network will get listed on exchanges. I'm pretty sure this will hit exchanges. There's been massive interest in Curve Network over the past few days. A lot of people are becoming more aware of Curve Network. If you want to check out Curve Network, I will post a link at the end of the video, a thumbnail that you can click on and check out my review. All right. So yeah, I think there's a lot more room to run with Curve Network. Yeah, very low market cap. It can really fly. All right, guys. So it's running right now. So yeah, you definitely want to look for some good entries. So let's get into some good entries. All right. So check it out. This chart is also very young. So we'll work with what we got right now. All right. So I could see an entry here at the 1.8 cent zone. All right. I could definitely see an entry there. All right. Potentially here at the 1.2 to 1.4 zone. I could totally see an entry there as well. All right. And I could totally see that we're at some type of resistance here at 2.2 cents. All right. Let's scroll over to the 1 hour. Let's see what we see. All right. So the stochastic on the 1 hour looks like he could make another push upwards and try to take out this resistance at 2.5, 2.6 cents. All right. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So those are some entries there. All right. And worst case, should he give all those gains back, I could totally see him coming back down to 0.001. All right. 0.001. And even more worst case, trip 065 to trip 069. I could see him coming back down there if he gives all those gains back. But there's a lot of eyes on Curve Network, so I'm not sure you're going to see these prices again down here in this region. but it's crypto and it's totally possible. All right. So that is Curve Network. Congratulations if you got in on it. All right. The community is growing. A lot of people are really interested in Curve Network. All right. Check them out. Check out their website. Check out their Twitter. They got a lot of cool stuff going on. All right. New upcoming layer 1 blockchain. All right. Now, Ekta. Another darling of my channel. All right. Now we got in on Ekta at, what was it? 0.3 of a penny down here. And Ekta did like over a 20x. All right. Yeah. So from here all the way up to, let's say right there. So yeah, that was a 2,200% gain. So a 22x roughly, approximately. All right. So last video, I mentioned that Ekta would come down to the 1.9 cent zone. And you know what's funny is like, that's literally what he did. He came down to like 1.9 cents, 2 cents. Let's see if you can see it on the 2 hour. Yeah, I mean, he literally came down to 1.9 cents. It was like 2 cents to a T, right? He bounced. And as I mentioned, I could see him on the 4 hour chart bouncing off of that zone of 1.9, 2 cents, and making a run for 3 cents before getting rejected. And that's exactly what happened. All right, we got a double bottom here. All right, we bounced off 2 cents, spiked up, bounced off 2 cents again, and then we made a run for this white line here, this moving average. I think that's a 200 SMA. And we spiked through it, but then we got rejected. Now we're coming back. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if Ekta retests the 2 cent zone. All right. So we got to pay attention to that, and also what Bitcoin is doing, because he could just, wreck the party for a lot of our altcoins. All right. So that's what I'm expecting for Ekta. I'm expecting 2 cents to hold. But should it not hold, then I could totally see Ekta coming down to 1.3 cents. Yeah, totally. And if you can grab Ekta between 1 and 2 cents, I think it's a good zone to dollar cost average in, because we're in a bullish trend, but is it it's not the bull market. All right. We're not in the bull run. I think that we are in the very, very, very early stages of the bull run, which could take, another 6 months for the market to get really, really hot, and for us to get that real bull run that we've all been waiting for all throughout 2022. All right. So moving on. Dione protocol. Now, Dione protocol, interestingly enough, I thought that this run might cool off after he first touched 4.8 cents, 0.0048. It's a lot of zeros here, and sometimes I'll cut one off when I'm looking at a price target. But anyway, so initially he made a run here for 4.8 cents and he got rejected. Boom, came all the way back down to 0.0027. And if you caught that dip, that was a nice trade. You would have made like a 93% gain on your money if you bought that dip. All right. But I think this was people who had buy orders, because they bought up that wick. You see how that wick got bought up? Yeah, they bought that like a boss. Whoever bought that dip like a boss, salute. That was a nice trade. Seriously. All right, so looks like we got rejected again. And on the 4 hour, let's see, we got a wick right here. But what I want to do is I want to pull a fib from this move. That's what I really want to do. Yeah, I want to pull a fib from that move there. Okay, so I could totally see him possibly testing the 0.0038 zone. All right. And then the 0.0034 zone. And then here, this is really kind of like no man's land, right? So if that doesn't hold, I could totally see him testing the 0.003 again and the 0.0024. Yeah, totally. I mean, Dione protocol, a lot of people are finding out about it. We got into Dione protocol around here. Yeah, right around here in this zone. And I'm not touching my bag. I'm not selling it because we got in right around here. Whoever got in here, oh man, whoever got in this region, that was a nice buy because you bought Dione protocol in the trip zeros. That was a killer buy. Yeah, nice buy. What else we got? We got Myria. Myria is not looking good at all. We got a lot of dilution we're dealing with on Myria. We know the future is bright for Myria, right? It's a new token, and yeah, it's bleeding. It's just bleeding. There's no amount of gauze pads that could stop the bleeding right now at this point, if you know what I'm saying. But this is temporary. At some point, I think Myria will find a bottom and consolidate, trade sideways for a bit. And they'll probably have an explosive move to the upside. So if you weren't dollar cost averaging or watching Myria closely, have your alert set up because it could pivot really soon once it does find its bottom. Yeah, totally. But I just don't know how long it's going to take for Myria to bottom out. You know, so if you're dollar cost averaging into Myria, just keep note of that. All right. Now, I don't know that we'll see a 0.001 Myria. It's possible. I mean, we lost the 0.004 support. I thought that might hold, but clearly it hasn't. All right, because we're down. How much are we down from 0.004? We're down 16%. 16% on Myria, we are down, right? If you're holding, you're down. But if you're long term, you know, this is the perfect time to scoop or just, you know, dollar cost average into Myria and just DCA down. You know, I mean, it's bleeding really bad right now. So that's kind of tough psychologically for a lot of investors. All right. But this is early days. And, you know, it, like I said, it could get into the trip zeros too. We just don't know where the bottom is. All right. But I think long term, once this phase is over, if you were able to accumulate Myria at these prices, I think you'll be very satisfied as we go into the bull run. All right. But we got to deal with the carnage that comes with dollar cost averaging into Myria. Or if you're a patient investor, you'll just wait for it to get to a reasonable buying zone, whatever that is for you. All right. So for me, I'm just going to continue to DCA into Myria very lightly, very, very lightly. All right. Because you could be in the red for a while buying Myria now, unless they make an announcement about their tokenomics or something. We'll just have to see. You never know. But when these gaming companies make announcements and changes to their tokenomics, I think Gala just made an announcement recently that they were doing a V2 of the Gala token. All right. You just never know. This space is constantly evolving. Companies are constantly, trying to do something new and innovate. And they could announce something with the tokenomics. You know, we just don't know. I mean, there's plenty of announcements that they could make that don't involve tokenomics. All right. You know how it is with these crypto companies. One announcement could just change the game, both ways. Right. But yeah, guys, that is my technical analysis on those cryptos. And you can see here, what was that? Does it look like? Oh, I thought I could see Ekta making a move upwards. But Curve is just really geeking out. Wow. Wow. I think Curve could make a run for half a penny. Yeah. Like it has fewer tokens than Dione Protocol. All right. So who would get higher in market cap in the bull run? I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know because Dione Protocol has 10 billion tokens, and then Curve Network, they have 1 billion tokens. So mathematically, you would think that Curve Network could get higher in market cap than Dione Protocol. We just don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. All right. But yeah, shouts out to everybody holding Pepe, everybody bullish on Pepe, everybody bullish on Curve Network, Ekta, Dione Protocol, and Myria. If you're bullish on all of those cryptos or just one of those cryptos, then smash up the likes. And thanks for rocking with me, guys. All right. Again, I appreciate you guys, and I will be back soon with another gem or maybe some technical analysis. All right, guys. So till then, take care, stay safe out there, and try not to get wrecked. All right. Deuce Crypto out.